What's up, people? Welcome back to International. I've been studying and living abroad for over 6 years now, and there are few things that if I could go back, I would definitely change and not repeat again. In this video, I'm gonna talk about 6 things that if I could go back, I would change and recommend you not to do when you are studying abroad. So if you're either studying abroad or planning to study abroad, this video is just for you. So, check it out. Number 1. Do not miss out on that university life that you have just because you're working really hard. Now, I'll be honest with you. This advice was given to me and I did not listen to them. In my head, I have to pay my rent. I have to get a part-time job. I do not have to ask my parents for money because it's really expensive. And if you're converting from a currency that is not as high as Australian dollars, then it's a lot of money. And I don't want to stress out my parents. And that's why I only focused on part-time job and assignments so that I don't fail and I don't have to repeat a subject or repeat a semester. When I was in my last semester or second last semester, that's when I realized that joining those clubs and societies, making new friends and hanging out with them is really important, because making money or doing that part-time job which changes into full-time job, which changes into higher paying job, is forever. But this university life, 2 or 3 years, it's for a short term and you have to make the most out of it. So don't miss out on enjoying your university life. Moving on to point number 2. If you can, try and avoid living with people that you already knew from back home or your relatives or family. Now, I'm not saying because it's a bad thing to live with them or anything, but the reason why I'm saying this is because if you're living with your family or relatives or the people that you already knew from back home, you're avoiding to have new experiences while studying abroad. You'll be in that comfort zone. And one of the reasons why you have taken such a massive risk of coming abroad is because you want to experience new life. You want to put yourself in that uncomfortable zone where you learn more things and experience different things. Now, that's why I would highly recommend to live in student housing or student accommodation. For example, if you go to Amber student accommodation, you will be able to find a lot of properties from different cities. For example, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, everywhere they have a lot of different types of properties of different rates. So you can see what is affordable to you, what is near your university, and what is the best property for you. And the reason why I would recommend to live in student accommodation is because you will be able to meet new people. For example, when I studied Masters of Business from Monash University in Melbourne, majority of my friends were also studying business or was off that campus. But if you live in student accommodation, you meet people from different nationalities, different universities, and different courses. That really helps you network and also helps you in your professional life. Moving on to point number 3. Do not run away from doing that shitty part-time job. Now, I know nobody really voluntarily wants to go and wash dishes at a restaurant, or nobody wants to go and do that part-time job where the hard work is so much and the pay is less. For example, my first job was at a pizza store. I had to make pizza, so the dough is there, I'm making it round, I'm putting it across the machine, then I'm going and making all the pizzas according to the order that comes. I did not enjoy it. But what it taught me was just the humility that tomorrow when I'm ordering that pizza and somebody else is working, I know what it feels like. When I order on Uber Eats or Zomato or Swiggy or whatever, I know what it feels to be that person who is delivering food. And that just gives you perspective that when I have a job that I've always wanted, let's say whether it's in marketing or IT or in health field, then you appreciate that job because you know that when you are working really hard delivering pizzas or doing any other job, you did not like it and you have appreciation for the job that you have. So go and get that shitty part-time job that you probably will not enjoy, but it will teach you a lot. Moving on to point number 4, and this is really important. But before I get into it, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel because we are going to create content for people who want to study abroad and people who are already studying abroad. And if your friend is going to study abroad, share this video with that friend. Moving on to point number 4, and that is do not sideline your personal relationships and friendships. I know you're managing everything by yourself, your studies, your house, cooking, laundry, cleaning, everything apart from doing that part-time job and doing that university work that comes with it. But your friendships and your relationships should not suffer because of this. And this comes from personal experience. I want to achieve my dreams, so I will sideline my friendships and I'm just working all the time. Or I have a lot of stress of university assignments, and that's why I'm not meeting my friends, not going to the parties that my friends invite me. And what that will do is that will just make you really, really lonely. At the end of the day, you have to maintain your relationship. Your friends are going to make your life really interesting, and fun of living abroad comes from the people that you know abroad. That's why don't sideline your personal relationships and your friendships. Focus on them while focusing on other things and achieving your dreams. Point number 5, and this is something that I had done, which is postponing your happiness. So do not postpone your happiness. What I mean by this is a lot of us really like to travel or pursue a hobby. What I did while I was in the university was primarily I went to the university, did my part-time job, went to a couple of friends' place, came home. That's it. This was 2 years, almost 2 years of studying in Australia. This is what I did. And every time somebody said that, bro, we should go and visit snowy mountains, or we should go here, or we should go there, I would always say that once I graduate, then I'll do this. Once I get a full-time job, then I do this. Or once I get a permanent residency, then I do this. And that's when I realized that you don't really know what's happening in the future. You should just really do it. So after that, what I started doing was I started saving a little bit of money, and then I would decide what I want to do. And when that money is enough, I would go and do it. For example, I want to do scuba diving, which I recently did. So I saved money for it, and then I did scuba diving and came back. So that is how you can pursue your hobbies. And coming to the last and probably most important point, that is, do not trust the wrong people and always do your research. And before I explain that, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and tell us in the comments which point did you like the most, or if you have any advice for the viewers, write that in the comment section as well. What I mean by the 6th point is that a lot of times people trust certain people, whether it's education consultant or migration consultant or your own friend, a lot, and don't do the research. For example, I'll give you an example of one of my friend's friend. What they did was that they trusted their education agent a lot, and probably their education agent told him something which he didn't understand, or they gave a wrong advice, and that costed him his permanent residency. So it was a wrong advice. He applied for a wrong occupation or wrong visa. It got rejected. He had to go back home. What I'm trying to convey is that always do your research. Always do your research so that you know what is the right path, and take a couple of opinions. What are the things, whether it's permanent residency or whether it's changing a university or whether it's moving cities, all these things, always consult someone and then take the right decision. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, like this video, comment down below what did you love the most, and see you in the next video.